Bringing the conversation back home, the Supreme Court earlier today affirmed the electoral victories of 3 state governors, including that of Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State. In the Rivers matter, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, that's Patrick Tonye Cole, had challenged the election of Fubara of the People's Democratic Party on grounds that he was not qualified to contest. According to him, the governor was still Accountant General of Rivers State as at the time of the election. Both the Rivers State Governorship Tribunal and Appeal Court had, in concurrent judgments, dismissed the APC candidate's case for lacking merit and for failing to provide credible evidence to prove his case of non-qualification, corrupt practices and non-compliance. Well, the 5-member panel of the Supreme Court justices was led in judgment by Kudirat Kekere-Ekun. We're now being joined by Senator Lee Maeba, who represented Rivers Southeast District in the National Assembly between 2007 and 2011. And he joins us now to discuss this Apex Court ruling. A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Newsday. If you allow me, I'll get straight into my question, which is, as I, of course, congratulate you on this victory. This victory for Sim Fubara, does this equate to a defeat for the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike?
Well, I cannot say anybody is defeated. This is a victory for the People Democratic Party in Rivers State. It's a victory for Sim Fubara, who was sponsored by the People Democratic Party. So it's a victory for all members of our party. And by extension, it's no longer party matter. It's a victory for the people of Rivers State. And by that court ruling, affirming Sim Fubara as the governor of Rivers State, all issues, contending issues about the 2023 governorship election has come to an end. So it's therefore the responsibility of all citizens of Rivers State to pledge their support and loyalty to the governor of the state to enable him to succeed. Respect for the office of the governor is mandatory, irrespective of the occupant of the office. Anyone disrespecting the office of the governor is insulting the people of Rivers State, which has severe consequences. So my appeal to any insatiable man is that enough is enough. No one man will be allowed henceforth to continue to use Rivers State as a collateral for his selfish and endless pursuit for money and power. Governor Sim Fubara is the will of God for the governance of Rivers State at this time. Everybody should respect the will of God for peaceful existence of the office of the for the peaceful existence of the people of Rivers State. So it is not a victory for anybody, neither is a defeat of anybody. It's democracy. We continue to roll on and expect Sim Fubara to deliver on his promises to the people of Rivers State, and so that the state remain peaceful.
Well said. Thank you so much for that statement, or your response, I should say. Now, when we spoke with our correspondent, Andy Omanu, there was a lot of jubilation by the civil servants there over this court ruling. But also what transpired yesterday was the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, that's Mr. Richard Montgomery, also paid a visit to the governor, and he made it quite clear that the United Kingdom is interested in the challenges and the economy of Rivers State, because there's a lot of interest from London to do business with Rivers State. I'm just wondering what advice you might like to give to this administration that could see more developments like this from the international community.
Well, you know, Rivers State is one of the oldest states in Nigeria. It was part of this 12 state that was created as the first set of states in the country. Rivers State have come to stay. Port Harcourt is known all over the world as the oil city of Nigeria. A lot of activity happened in Port Harcourt. But you see, so many things have happened that have rocked the economic viability of Port Harcourt. Militancy, you know, hostage taking and all those things. But the state have progressed beyond those difficulties. We have witnessed a lot of progress. For the past 8 years, yes, everybody have been coming to Port Harcourt, and we have situation where people have to move from Port Harcourt to Lagos. So my appeal now to everybody in Rivers State is to be their brother's keeper, keep the peace, and work with the governor. And the governor should provide leadership, unite the people of the state. I think the first step the governor should take now is reconciliation of everybody. Every political leaders that were aggrieved in one way or the other, religious leaders, everybody in Rivers State should now unite and form a single bond of unity, support the governor, and let the governor provide the necessary leadership so that everybody will see the state as a place to invest. If the state is not peaceful, nobody will come. The British will not come if the place is not peaceful. The British were very used to Rivers State since the colonial days. So the British ambassador coming there is like, coming to one of the states with strong tie to the United Kingdom. And so we must create an atmosphere of peace, an atmosphere that will drive investment and attract the necessary foreign investment to the state so that the state can prosper, so that a lot of people who left the state because of insecurity can return. So that the state can now embark on an industrialization effort to make sure the state is industrialized. That is what I advise.
Now, let's talk about execution, because of course the dynamics have changed quite drastically since the election. Now, we know how important a state assembly is to a governor. And since the election, we've now seen Governor Sim Fubara become a governor in a state where his own party is now a minority party in the state assembly. So how will he execute these changes that you hope to see that will create an environment that's friendly for investment and business and so forth within the state?
That is one of the appeal I make to the insatiable man I mentioned here. The governor cannot be held to ransom. The state House of Assembly members who were elected on the platform of the People Democratic Party by their constituencies, they know the implications of extreme actions. The campaign from the PDP to the APC is a constitutional matter that is well spelled out by so many lawyers. The matter is in court, and at this stage of our life, I don't see any child that is a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly. They were all people respected by their constituencies, sent to the assemblies because they see them as responsible citizens of their constituencies. And so that matter is being handled by the court. But it's very wrong for anybody to use the assembly as a bet on the governor. It's wrong. We are challenging democracy in very negative ways. If we don't allow democracy to grow, and then we are inviting the military. And I don't think anybody who has benefited heavily from this democratic dispensation will be normal or sane enough to pursue act that we create a situation where democracy is being threatened in Rivers State.
Senator
So
Maeba,
that is why I said enough is enough.
Okay, if I might just interject. So are you insinuating that the peace accord then should not hold? Because, of course, we know that some of the terms of the peace accord included allowing these reps to cross the floor and, of course, to be allowed back into the assembly as APC members.
Cynthia, you know, being a senator, I was a senator from 2003 to 2011, and a very active senator who believed in the constitutionality of the parliament. You know, when you talk about peace accord, yes, a lot of things happen because somebody was trying to create a personality cult in the state so that you either obey him or you don't exist in the state. We have passed that now. The Supreme Court ruling said, look, Sim is the governor of Rivers State, and he is the leader of the state. Nobody can can put him in a handcuff and bring a resolution and ask him to read that is unconstitutional. I have kept quiet for all this time because I was waiting for the Supreme Court to affirm its election. Now that the Supreme Court has affirmed its election, he is the person who is the head of the executive. He is the person who knows how you can, raise a resolution from somewhere and enforce it. Even the president is a Democrat. The president being a senator. The president is a democratic president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The president will be only seen by the world operating the constitution of Nigeria to be regarded as a democratic president. And the president knows all this. So anybody who passing behind the president, try to push him to do unconstitutional things, it's not fair to the president. Election is over. President Tinubu must be encouraged, supported to do things to harness our democracy, to make sure democracy grows. And democracy cannot grow when you have unconstitutionality being practiced by any government. That is my appeal.
Well said. Now, Senator, when you look at this whole situation that happened, of course, it looks like it's come to a happy ending, hopefully. But when you look at everything that transpired with the Minister Wike and also Governor Fubara, how things played out in terms of the rifts between them, what would you change, or what are lessons that could be learned from this to make, democracy even more vibrant than what it currently is?
Well, what I can say about this is that patriotism is not something you go and buy in the market. Character is what everybody knows you to be. Any position you occupy does not change your character. It only brings out who you are. And so, at a point in time, patriotism, to me, I always define patriotism as being the ability to subdue your own interest for the national interest, to subdue your personal interest for the state interest. And you know what that means. If you are patriotic, you must allow the governor in office to rule, because that is the office of the governor of Rivers State. You go abusing the governor on air, you go insinuating people against the governor, use the House of Assembly as a bet against the governor. It's trying to drag down the institution of the governor of Rivers State, which is ruling over 5 million Rivers people. So I will ask everybody to put on a coat of patriotism so that it gives democracy a chance to reign and peace to reign too.
Absolutely. Now, Vimbai here asking this question. One of the issues of contention, of course, was the fact that Minister Wike had said that he had built structures, his own personal structures in the state. Now, is there going to be a need for Governor Sim Fubara, now that, of course, he has retrieved his mandate? Will he need to start building his own structures? I know you're speaking about unity, you're speaking about reconciliation, but surely he's going to have to build his own castle.
That is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to dwell about talking about anybody right here on this program. When you talk about structure, I have been in partisan politics since NPN. I have seen structures. In 1998, we gathered under Dr. Peter Odili, who demonstrated fatherliness to all of us. He brought out everybody. Everybody operating Rivers State politics today. Either you're in APC, either you're in PDP, we are all product of Dr. Peter Odili. And we are not tired of being his product. If Dr. Peter Odili call a meeting now, either you're in APC, either you're in PDP, either you're in Labour, his house will be full because he's the leader who brought out this structure we are talking about. There is nothing called structure. Structure, it belongs to the governor. The governor, nobody can create or operate a structure behind the governor. What are you looking for? That is trying to create a personality cult. That does not agree with democracy. So, Sim Fubara now is the governor of Rivers State. He's a member of the PDP. Every structure of the party must be loyal to him, because the issue of democratic structures is that of leadership. He is the leader of the party. So everybody Odili left. Odili have not been giving command to any governor after him. Odili did not give command to Governor Omeya, who served for about 6 months. Odili did not also interfere with the administration of Rotimi Amechi. Also interfere with the administration of Joseph Wike. I worked with Joseph Wike for 8 years. All of us have one difficulty. Completely to his government. We supported him for 8 years until he left. So the same support Fubara we enjoy now, that we will do everything, mobilize our supporters, everybody, to respect the governor so that the governor can succeed. If you operate a structure behind the governor, so you'll be pulling the governor from behind. No, that doesn't go well for the state. That is why I talk about patriotism. Anybody, all former governors of Rivers State are supposed to be people who will advise the governor on issues. The governor should call it, if the governor called Rivers State Council of State or Council of former governors, everybody should come there, not to give him instruction from the back. That is outrageous. That is what I say, that nobody can use Rivers State as a collateral to negotiate selfish interests for himself or for herself. I don't want to go personal because I don't want to deviate from the fact. The fact is that if you are practicing democracy, show patriotism. And patriotism is loyalty to state.
Absolutely. Now, just as we round up, Senator, of course, just a few issues that need to be overcome by the governor before he can really launch into his tenure. Of course, we're looking at the representation of the budget. And of course, earlier in the week, we saw protests from some CSOs regarding, some of those issues that have been happening with regards to the recognition of who the true speaker is. How much of a distraction do you think these things will be as, of course, he now officially launches into his tenure?
Well, every democracy have some time when the storm blows. But like after the storm, there will be normalcy. The issue of the assembly members, being forced to change camp in a way to destabilize the state. Everybody in the state is aware that you can't destabilize it. Everybody see that as a process of destabilization. And the assembly members live in their communities. So the assembly members also have to know that if you are used to fight your state, is mutiny. An assembly member cannot be involved in act of mutiny because what they are doing clearly is an act of mutiny against the state. We need the state more than the assembly members. And the assembly members know the state need the governor now. And there is a governor now. So the constitutionality, the court cases are going on. I believe the court will resolve this matter in the affirmative. So for now, the governor should concentrate on governance. The governor should concentrate on reaching out to the people. The governor should undertake massive reconciliation because, like I said, after the storm, it might have blown people to the left, it might have blown people to the right, it might have blown people to the center. But what the governor needs to do as a leader, I know him as a man of God, he's a lay priest in the Anglican Communion, he should deploy the will of God and use the province God gives him to bring everybody on board. Either you belong to the former governor, either you belong to this. Everybody, we are all Rivers people. It is time to focus on moving the state forward. Everybody have investment in the state. Everybody have used investment in the state. If everybody running away from the state, all those investments become nothing. So it is the interest of everybody to put on the solid coat of patriotism. I keep mentioning patriotism. There can be no democracy, there can be no growth if citizens are not patriotic to their leaderships. So, since Fubara is the leader now, he's the governor, everybody should be patriotic enough to support him. Anybody who's not supporting him, like I said, is mutiny. And mutiny, you know what that means against the Nigerian law. So, my appeal is that, yes, the Supreme Court have ruled. So, from today, let us have a new beginning. The beginning of respect. All of us, like somebody said, many people wanted to be governor, but the unity was created by people, they say they bought form for everybody, including me. We did not go to court. Nobody challenged the process because we believe that is how party politics have been. We supported we kept quiet from today, henceforth, all of us, our group, their group, every group should mesh together as a united force to support the governor to succeed in the administration of the state. The state needs peace. So many companies that left the state should be able to return when they see that the atmosphere of peace is good enough to guarantee their safety. And that is my conclusion on this issue.
Hopefully your call for unity and patriotism will not fall on deaf ears. But for now, we'd like to thank you, PDP chieftain and former national lawmaker, Senator Lee Maeba. Thank you for joining us here on Newsday.